one of the more famous paintings of the battle that day by a painter who or whom the NEA would not fund, depicted cows on two legs hurling pirates into the sea. I see a prepositional phrase near the beginning of the more famous paintings of the battle that day by a painter whom the NEH or who the NEH would not fund. I bet we have a relative clause that begins here and ends there. Depicted. Action verb. Depicted what? Cows. Direct object. On two legs. I see hurling. To hurl. That's a verbal of some sort. Into the sea. We'll deal with this in just a moment. I'm looking for the subject, having found this verb. Who or what depicted cows? Well, as abstract as it seems, one. Well, tell me a little bit more about one. And that is the purpose of this prepositional phrase, to be adding detail. Object of the preposition. Famous paintings. This is an adverb modifying famous, definite article. This prepositional phrase is adjectival, giving us more information about one. Of the battle is a prepositional phrase modifying paintings. That day, that modifies day, a descriptive adjective modifying day. And that day, I'm sorry, I'm stumbling here. That day is a little noun phrase describing battle. It's adjectival, strange as that sounds. Noun phrases are adverbial at times, they're adjectival at times, they're really quite nice little things. By a painter. Well, you'd think it would be paintings by a painter, but since this is modifying that abstract subject, as a matter of fact, I think by a painter is a prepositional phrase that modifies one by a painter. What do you mean one? One of the more famous paintings by a painter, but still modifying one. We've got this clause here. Who or whom the NEA would not fund. Would fund. Modal helper with the action verb, little adverbial trigger there. Who or what would not fund? NEA, subject, modifier. The NEA would not fund whom or what? This is the direct object. That's why it's whom in the object case, not who in the subject case. This entire clause locks together and functions as a adjectival clause that modifies the painter. Painter whom the NEA would not fund. All of that in the end comes back and washes over one, the subject, the simple subject. Depicted cows on two legs. One of the more famous paintings of the battle that day by a painter whom the NEA would not fund, depicted cows on two legs. This is adjectival, describing the cows. The cows were on two legs, hurling pirates. I think this is adjectival as well, and that gives us a clue, describing the actions of the cows. The cows are hurling. This is a participle. Now, participles, all verbals, can have objects. And in fact, hurling what? This is the object of the participle. Hurling pirates into the sea. I think this is probably modifying where they were hurled. But all of this becomes a participial phrase. And that participial phrase is modifying cows. That's a nice sentence.